Day 21! Yeah! It's as close as you're gonna get to me doing a field goal. Not a very sporty person. Um, I am ridiculously tired tonight. I have been doing one-on-ones with my students all day, which, if I never have to use Zoom again, I will be so happy. But at the same time, I was so happy to be able to see my students, so there's a bit of a trade-off there. Most of them are doing pretty good, so that was good. All of them have been going above and beyond during this to move online, put up with me moving the class online. My creative writing students, I'm just... the quality of the poetry that they're writing right now, like... well, we've moved on to our fiction unit, but I've been grading all of their poetry from the last unit. It's really good. And I've been uplifted a bit, well drained, and my eyes are just so dry, it's killing me. So, I had no idea what I was going to read for tonight, but then I was, one of the biggest things about this pandemic is sadly just kind of sitting here at home and hearing everybody talk about all of the things that are happening to them, and so many people are losing people, and so that got me thinking about parenting, and then I chased down that rabbit hole. So I want to read for you sort of a poem about parentage, but it's a different kind of parentage. So I'm going to read for you Anne Bradstreet, and if you know who that is, I love you, you're my people. If you don't know who that is, that's okay. Anne Bradstreet was early, came over to the Americas early, was born in Britain, but she became one of the very first female American poets. And so the sort of catch to that was that you had to, like, defer to your husband. And so there's a lot of this, and she loved her husband, there's no denying that, but there's a lot of women needing permission and sort of being, look, my wife can read and write, look how glorious she is. And so she wrote this one poem, and imposter syndrome really bad, but at the same time, I feel this way about my own books. So I'm going to switch it over here. So I'm going to read you The Author to Her Book by Anne Bradstreet. Thou ill-formed offspring of my feeble brain, who after birth didst by my side remain, till snatched from thence by friends less wise than true, who thee abroad exposed to public view, made thee in rags, halting to the press to trudge, where errors were not lessened, all may judge. At thy return my blushing was not small, my rambling brat in print should mother call. I cast thee by as one unfit for light, thy visage was so irksome in my sight. Yet being mine own, at length affection would thy blemishes amend, if so I could. I washed thy face, but more defects I saw, and rubbing off a spot, still made a flaw. I stretched thy joints to make thee even feet, yet thou runnest more hobbled than is meet. In better dress to trim thee was my mind, but not save homespun cloth. I'd the house in the house I'd find. In this array, 'mongst vulgars mayst thou roam. In cricket's hands, beware thou dost not roam, and take thee way where yet thou art not known. If for thy father asks, say thou hadst none, and for thy mother, alas, she is poor, which caused her thus to send thee out of door. cheeky, to say the least. But this was my jam. I started off as an early American literature scholar. And so I remember reading that and I was like, yes, this is what I'm here for. I am here for Anne Bradstreet. I am a nerd so bad. And I'm so tired, so I'm geeking out maybe a little more than I should. But, that's poetry. I'm going back hundreds of years, to look at the first and go, I still find a little something in common. Not everything, because, they had problems, but, it's still this discourse, right? That's what I see when I look at American literature and American history, and I see where we started, Anne Bradstreet, Walt Whitman, right? And we can see how we just pulled them in and we held them close and we said, you're not perfect, but we can work with you. Like she said with her book, you're not perfect, I'll work with you. And I've said that about my own work, and I tell my students, I'm like, so what if your work's not perfect? Do it anyway. And that is the true American spirit. Not, I'm perfect and I'm going to pull myself up by my bootstraps and I'm going to go, I'm going to go do the thing and it's going to be perfect. I really wish we would stop doing that to ourselves. Fail 50 times, but you get it right once. That's the important part. That you don't stop. That you keep revising. That you embrace the mistakes that you've made. You interrogate why did you make those mistakes. And you look at them as an opportunity. An opportunity to say, I tried that. It didn't work. So I'm going to try something different. And it gives you permission to be different. Again, it's late. I'm tired. And I'm rambling. And I've had you here for about 7 minutes now. But thank you. Thank you guys for listening to this. Thank you guys for doing all of the things that you do. Loving the weird stuff you love. Making the weird stuff you love. Day 21 of National Poetry Month, yo. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow.